You know what I kind of noticed the last couple of days, Baggedmilk?
Go ahead.
Is there's this nervous energy in the city right now.
Absolutely.
Without question.
You can kind of feel it, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can understand why the
players...
energy
is real. I mean, I remember I went downtown the morning of Game 7 against the Kings, and you could feel it that morning, like just driving downtown, and there was nobody out or anything. You could feel it, and now going into round 3, you can feel it again.
Definitely. It's like palatable.
Well, it's one of those things, right, where, first of all, the Oilers haven't been to the Western Conference Finals since 2006, and they're this close. It's 8 wins. If you get 8 more wins, you take the prize home. But this series is going to be a big one for the Oilers. I think that the interesting part for me is how many Avalanche fans have already rubber stamped them through to the finals in this one. I think it's going to be closer to that. Yeah. I think it's going to be a better series than that. These two teams, I know regular season doesn't really mean anything anymore, but they played each other incredibly tough in the regular season in those matchups. They were a lot of fun. There was a lot of scoring. There was a lot of skill. And I think these next 2 weeks are going to be a really good time.
Yeah.
Are we making too much? Are we overblowing the matchup between McDavid and MacKinnon? And do you think the coaches are going to avoid putting them on the ice at the same time?
I bet tonight that both coaches go head-to-head. I bet the first game that they go head-to-head on power and see what happens.
Awesome.
I don't think that we're overdoing the matchup. These are two of the best players in the NHL. Obviously, Connor is in a league of his own, but Nathan MacKinnon is a hell of a hockey player. He's big, he's fast, he can score. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how those two deal with each other, as well as having Draisaitl in there versus Nazem Kadri and Rantanen and Cale Makar. It's just good. There's so much skill on the ice in this series that we're gonna see some wild stuff, and I wonder how much the coaches are gonna try and lock it down and try and quiet both teams down, because this could be a little bit of pond hockey if the defensive side isn't in touch.
Yeah. What was interesting was I was reading about how in the NHL and in hockey we typically do team versus team. Like it's a team game, it's a team sport. We all get there. Where the NHL is really billing this as McDavid versus MacKinnon. All the headlines you see, everything like this is.
But this is a team sport, though. That's why I was saying, are we overblowing this matchup?
They're really selling it as MacKinnon versus McDavid, like heavyweight knockout fight. Yeah.
Well, 100%, and obviously it's going to be a big thing with those two going head to head. But at the same point, Locke's right. They only play 1/3 of the game each. So what happens with the other 40 minutes when they're not? When they're not on the ice? And that's going to be the challenge for the Oilers. Is if you look at the top 6, they actually kind of match up pretty well in terms of usage and production so far through the playoffs. How is the bottom 6 going to do? How is the Oilers defense going to do? How much of a factor is Cale Makar going to be on the back end for the Avalanche? What's the goaltending going to look like? Darcy Kemper only has a .904 through 2 series so far in the playoffs. Mike Smith's actually been better than that. So what are we going to get in net? There's a lot of interesting stories here outside of the MacKinnon versus McDavid part, but obviously that's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see them go up against each other.
The interesting thing for me with this conversation about this matchup is, and I've been using it to troll other fan bases, like, hey, it's Canada's team. How do you feel about cheering for the old Oilers there, Leaf fans? But it is Canada's team, and I'm feeling a bit of momentum in that regard. Like, I completely understand why somebody might look at the Oilers and go, I just can't do it.
Some people are mad about all the first-round draft picks.
Yeah, I'm not a Flames fan. I'm not going to be like, I'm a Flames fan. I'm not going to be able to watch that. But this is the thing that I keep telling people, and I think we've touched on it already here. This is, for hockey fans, one of the most exciting matchups of the year, for sure, hands down in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot to be excited about with this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And the next 2 weeks are going to be stressful, and they're going to be great. And most importantly, the game started at 6 o'clock. Come on.
Yes.
What's better than that?
Nice.
I can actually, like, those 8 o'clock starts, those were rough.
Yeah. Especially when you're drinking and we're crawling.
They have it at 8 o'clock, but the puck doesn't actually drop till 8:20. So it's just like they were late. So 6 o'clock, this is great. Saturday night at 6:00 on Hockey Night in Canada. It doesn't get better than that back here at home.
That's
so
right.
I'm not really looking forward to it.
We got a Saturday night Hockey Night in Canada game in Edmonton on Saturday. That's unbelievable. Tonight is the first one, obviously, 6:00 start, Western Conference Final. And you guys have been doing Oiler Nation gatherings. Where are you guys tonight, Baggedmilk?
We are down at the Pint downtown. So if you're looking for a
nice
place to watch the game, we've got prizes, we've got giveaways, we got everything going on. So come on down to the Pint downtown. Check out our socials, make a reservation, because I guarantee you there won't be tables very long.
Yeah, that place will fill up like right away. I always try to avoid that place because Rick usually gets me so like
feeling
messed up. All right, Baggedmilk.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you need an unlicensed doctor to give you a note for tomorrow, I am available.
Okay.
I just don't know how effective they'll be.
Yeah. All right, Baggedmilk, Oilers Nation. Thank you for your time, my friend.
Thank you.
The Locker Room.
Brought to you by Always Plumbing and Heating.
Weekday mornings on 95.7 Cruise FM.